Letters to Santa, the holidays of my youth. In the heart of Vermont, where the snow lay thick like a soft, white blanket, and the air was crisp like the first bite of a winter apple, the small town of Maplewood was preparing for its annual Christmas celebration. The sweet scent of pine wafted through the air, mingling with the aroma of gingerbread cookies wafting from Mary's bakery. This quaint town, nestled between rolling hills and serene forests, came alive each December, illuminated by twinkling lights and animated by laughter. Cara Mitchell had lived in Maplewood her entire life, the backdrop of her childhood cloaked in the charm of the holiday season. But as she stepped into her 30s, she found herself standing at a crossroads, haunted by the dreams of a simple yet profound Christmas list that had never been fulfilled. On her list were not toys or gadgets, but heartfelt desires, love for her family, hope for her friends, peace for the community, and perhaps, a little joy for herself. That year, Cara stood in the lingering twilight outside Mary's bakery, gazing through the frosted window, lost in thought. Memories of her childhood floated through her mind, warm fires, laughter, and the beauty of the Christmas Eve service at the historic Maplewood church. With a heavy heart, she craved those simpler times, feeling the weight of adult responsibilities pressing down on her. Determined to bring the spirit back into her life, Cara turned to her favorite Christmas tradition, the town's Christmas Eve gathering at the central square. Each year, her father had leads the caroling, his booming voice echoing against the snow-covered hills. This year, however, had a different feel. Her father had passed away earlier in the year, leaving a void that seemed impossible to fill. As the night approached, Cara became increasingly anxious. However, she knew she couldn't let the town down, especially the children who awaited the festivities with bright, hopeful eyes. So, with a deep breath and a cup of hot cider in hand, she made her way to the square. The community was aglow when she arrived. Families had gathered, bundled in scarves and mittens, their faces flushed from the cold. Children scampered about, their laughter ringing clear like bells in the frosty air. Cara scanned the crowd, her heart swelling with nostalgia and longing. Just as she felt herself becoming overwhelmed with sadness, she spotted an old friend, Lucas Brandt. They hadn't seen each other much since high school. Lucas had traveled away for work, but returned to Maplewood to help manage his family's farm. Determined and kind, Lucas had always cherished the town's values of community and perseverance. Their eyes locked, and for a moment, the weight of the world faded. "Cara," he called, his smile warm and infectious. "I'm so glad to see you. Are you ready for tonight?" "I'm trying to be," she admitted, the words spilling out before she could stop herself. She didn't recognize how much she needed that connection until it was right in front of her. Lucas stepped closer, his presence solid and grounding. "You know, this town needs you out there. You've got a gift for bringing people together. Your dad would want you to lead the carols tonight." The idea sparked an ember of courage within her. With his encouragement, she approached the wooden podium that had been set up for the evening's events. Taking a breath, Cara's fingers curled around the microphone. "Welcome, everyone, to our annual Christmas Eve gathering," she began, her voice steadier than she felt. As the crowd cheered, she felt the warmth of community embrace her. She led the carols, her voice melding with the chorus of her neighbors, each note a reminder of love and connection. The festivities that night didn't erase her father's absence, but they filled the empty space with shared memories, laughter, and joy. After the carols, while families lit candles in front of the decorated Christmas tree, Lucas found Cara standing at the edge of the square, watching the snowflakes drift from the sky. "You did it," he said quietly, standing beside her. "You brought everyone together." Cara turned to him, the flickering lights bouncing off her cheeks. "I think I needed it more than anyone." "Maybe we all did," he replied, his gaze warm and understanding. "What do you want for Christmas this year, Cara?" A moment of introspection passed, and Cara said with a smile, "I want to make this community stronger, to fill it with hope and love, and maybe find a little happiness for myself along the way." As the town continued to celebrate and the stars glimmered above, she realized that her grown-up Christmas list had already started to form more clearly in her mind. Surrounded by friends, a cherished community, and the promise of a new year, she felt a flicker of hope blossom within, the certainty that the spirit of Christmas didn't fade, but transformed, giving way to something even more beautiful. Kara looked to Lucas, warmth spreading through her. "Maybe we could make a new tradition together." "Absolutely," he replied, his eyes sparkling with possibility. "After all, Christmas is about hope. We can build on that." And as the townsfolk gathered to share stories and laughter that night, the glow of the spirit of Christmas filled Maplewood, reminding them all that sometimes, the grown-up Christmas list is about the journey we take together, creating hope and healing along the way. Thank you for listening to my Christmas audiobook. Season's greetings.